So last weekend was my cousin's birthday, and the whole family gathered at my aunt's place for the party. My Uncle Dave, who's always been a little, shall we say, enthusiastic about recycling, was in charge of the decorations and, apparently, the cake. The party started out normal enough: balloons, snacks, the usual arguments about whether pineapple belongs on pizza. But as we were preparing for the cake, I noticed him carefully fishing a pile of stubby, wax-covered nubs out of a shoebox labeled, "Perfectly good candles, do not throw out." At first, nobody thought anything of it. Uncle Dave's always been a bit thrifty. He once tried to return wrapping paper to the store after Christmas, so reusing birthday candles seemed like classic Dave. But as he jammed the candles onto the cake, I realized these things had been through some stuff. Some were bent, others were only an inch long, and a few had birthday wishes from the Carter administration probably still trapped inside. My cousin tried to light them, but the wicks were hopelessly buried under layers of congealed wax. We ended up with a cake that looked less like a birthday treat and more like a failed craft project from an avant-garde preschool. The real fun began after the singing. Uncle Dave, in his recycling zeal, started collecting the used candles, muttering about how they still had plenty of mileage left. Then, out of nowhere, he pulls out a Tupperware of marinara sauce, announces, "Waste not, want not," and proceeds to twirl the limp, multicolored wax stubs around his fork like spaghetti. The entire table stared in horror as he took a bite, chewed thoughtfully, and declared, "A little chewy, but you can really taste last year's vanilla frosting." That's when my aunt, without missing a beat, said, "Dave, that's not how you reduce your carbon footprint, that's how you get a candlelit dinner."